Hi everyone, I'm Erin with Gallatin Valley Farm to School. Today I'm going to show you how to transplant seedlings into larger pots or into your garden if it's the right season for that. So I have here a tray of tomato starts that I'll be transplanting today, but this method can be used for any other seedlings you have. I, for example, have eggplants and peppers and then some marigolds here that I will transplant eventually. So transplanting is quite easy. All you need is your seedlings, a pot or a garden, some potting soil, and then some water. And you want to transplant out of direct sunlight. I'm transplanting here in the evening, and so the sun isn't quite as strong, because when you're taking the seedlings out of their original cells, you don't want the roots to be exposed to too much direct sunlight. So best not to do it at the heat of the day, or in really cold temperatures or really hot temperatures. And so it's a nice warm day today, but I'm not in too much direct sunlight to shock the plants too much during the transplanting process. So how do you know when it's time to transplant? Well, what you want to look for is your seedling having developed its early leaves, which you can see here are the more oblong leaves. I'll take this out to show you. So the early leaves are right here. And then these are the plant's true leaves, and they're dark green. And once the plant has 2 to 3 true leaves, that's a good time to transplant it. So to get them out of the cells, you can do what I did, which is reach down and kind of grab under the roots. But a better way is to squeeze here, squeeze the bottom to release the roots from the side of the cell, and then gently pull out the plant. And you can see the roots are growing, but they are not yet root bound. And when the roots are root bound, you'll be able to tell because the roots will be growing around in circles because they don't have anywhere else to go. And so this is a good time to be transplanting because the roots are still loose and the plant hasn't yet run out of nutrients. So you'll want to fill the pot about 1/3 of the way full of potting soil, and I've already done that here. And then you can just place the seedling into the pot. And you want to place it in as deep as you can, kind of to the bottom of the first leaves. And then you'll want to fill the pot all the way with soil. And this will help the plant develop a nice strong stem. So I'm going to fill this with soil, pack it down gently. All the way up to the first leaves. And if you do end up putting your seedling in deeper, you can just carefully pinch off any leaves that might get buried by soil rather than burying them, because that can make the plant more susceptible to disease. So once I have transplanted that seedling into the larger pot, I'll want to make sure it has a label so that I know what kind of tomato it is when I go to plant it out in my garden in another month and a half. So I would make another set of these for each of my transplant seedlings, and I'll just mark it, and then it'll grow in this pot for the next month and a half while the weather continues to warm up and it continues to get big and robust. And you can see the difference between this seedling and these ones here that I transplanted a couple weeks ago, just in terms of their growth. Because these seedlings have so much more water holding capacity in the soil and more soil and nutrients, they've really grown a lot faster than this one has, being stuck in the same cell, because these were started from seed at the same time. So it really goes to show that transplanting early can really help your plants get a jump and grow faster and end up being more robust for when it's time to transplant them again out into your garden. The last thing you'll want to do with your seedling is water it. So the soil is already moist, but I'm going to give it enough water that it starts dripping out the bottom just so I know that all of the soil is moist and those roots can start to establish in this new pot. So that's the process of transplanting. It's quite easy. If you don't have these black pots, you can also use an old yogurt container. Just make sure you poke holes in the bottom so that the water can drain and the soil can dry out between waterings. Well, thanks for watching today, and good luck with your transplanting and your gardening, and we will see you for the next video.